Deborah O'Reilly. I'm a business broker here at Kinaway. Welcome to Kinaway TV. This morning we are talking about mindfulness with our very special mental health clinician. His name's Brendan Heed. Before I pass you over to Brendan, I just would like to acknowledge the country that we're coming from today. We're working from Wurundjeri land, so I would like to pay my respects to elders, past, present, and emerging. And now I'll introduce you to Brendan, who will take us through some ideas about mindfulness. Good morning, Brendan.
Hey, Deb. How are you?
Fine, thank you very much. How are you?
Good. Thanks. And hi to all the members. Look, this is part of our different range of wellbeing presentations and webinars that I hope that some of the members might get something out of. As you said earlier, today's one is about mindfulness. Mindfulness is really a really hot topic in Western psychology at the moment. And so there is a fair bit of stuff on it that I'd like to cover, and we might actually break the mindfulness down into maybe 2 or 3 parts, but we'll kick it off today and see if people can get something out of it. We'll see how it goes. But look, mindfulness is increasingly recognised as an effective way to reduce stress, increase self-awareness, and enhance emotional intelligence, and effectively handle any painful thoughts and feelings. Although mindfulness has only recently been embraced by Western psychology, it's an ancient practice found in a wide range of Eastern philosophies, including Buddhism and yoga. Mindfulness involves consciously bringing awareness to your here and now experience with openness, interest, and receptiveness. There is a common theory around the world that it's defined as paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. Mindfulness is about waking up, connecting with ourselves, and appreciating the fullness of each moment of life. Again, it's sort of referred to as the art of conscious living. It's a profound way it's a profound way to enhance psychological and emotional resilience and increase life satisfaction. Practicing mindfulness helps you to be fully present here and now. It helps you to experience unpleasant thoughts and feelings safely. It also helps you to become aware of what you're avoiding. It also helps you to become more connected to yourself, to others, and to the world around you. It helps to increase self-awareness. It helps to become less disturbed by and less reactive to unpleasant experiences. It helps you to learn the distraction between you and your thoughts, and to have more direct contact with the world rather than living through your thoughts. It helps you to learn that everything changes, that thoughts and feelings come and go like the weather. Helps you to have more balance and less emotional volatility. It helps you to experience more calm and peacefulness, and helps you develop self-acceptance, self-compassion. Excuse me, Deb. Mindfulness training has emerged as a powerful evidence-based tool for enhancing psychological health. It's been clinically proven in a wide range of clinical disorders, including chronic pain, anxiety disorders, depression, PTSD, substance abuse, and borderline personality disorder.
Wow, gosh, it sounds like it's a really powerful tool. So, Brendan, can you please tell us a little bit how the mind actually works?
Yeah, sure. Good question. The brain's job is to keep you alive, to function and make sense of the world. It likes sleep relaxation, exercise, moments of joy, and mindfulness workouts. Your brain doesn't like stress, being overworked, or being drowned in alcohol. Your brain is really busy. It has to deal with tens of thousands of thoughts every day. Some of these are simple, like it's a nice day, or there's a cat. And then there are some thoughts which are more complex. Some of these thoughts are your brain going over and over things which have already happened, and some are your brain needlessly worrying about things in the future. Many thoughts aren't very helpful. many thoughts aren't all at all wise, and many thoughts are simply your brain trying to cope with a demanding job, a busy life, and a complex modern world. What we'll learn in this webinar is to try to change from having a mind that is full to being mindful. The aim is to build psychological resilience and talk about making your mind more flexible, and being better able to bounce back from any situation. Hopefully, it enables you to reduce any unhelpful mind chatter and the stress which goes with it. You'll hopefully learn a range of skills which have been shown to bolster your emotional health and well-being. We'll hopefully develop a number of effective coping strategies which you can put into action whenever the going gets tough. And one of the key strategies you'll learn is mindfulness. While you have heard a lot of hype surrounding mindfulness, not everyone has the right idea about it. Mindfulness simply means bringing attention to the present moment with purpose, openness, and self-compassion. By practicing mindfulness regularly, you'll be able to deal better with difficult situations, be less affected by stress, and enjoying a long list of other psychological benefits.
Wow, as I said before, it's really a powerful tool, isn't it? I think it sounds like it's going to be really useful to try to help us stop that excessive chatter in our brain. So can you please tell us a little bit about mindfulness? What actually is it?
Yeah, well, we'll start by sorting out some fact from fiction about mindfulness, with a few true or false questions. Is mindfulness really only for Buddhist monks, yoga gurus, and people who like to hang out at organic vegetable markets? No, mindfulness is thought to have originated 5,000 years ago. And since then, it has indeed been practiced by people, including what we call yogis and Buddhist monks. But mindfulness can be practiced by anyone. In the past few decades, there's been a vast amount of psychological research into the numerous benefits. Mindfulness is now widely adopted by all sorts of people, from brain surgeons, business leaders, and many of the world's high-level sports people. It has even been used to help prepare for some of the world's toughest jobs, with mindfulness becoming a standard part of training for many emergency workers across the world.
Okay, so I'm getting that what you're saying is mindfulness isn't about sitting cross-legged trying to think about nothing.
No, that's another myth. No, mindfulness is not some secret off switch for your brain. No matter how hard you try, you will not stop all sorts of thoughts popping into your head. By practicing mindfulness, you can, however, change the way you interact with these thoughts and manage daily stress more effectively. While some people enjoy extended meditation sessions, most mindfulness exercises can take just a few minutes of your time while relaxing in a comfortable chair, and cross-legged is optional.
So, Brendan, can you please tell us what are a few facts about mindfulness?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Deb. Yeah, look, scientific research has shown regular practicing mindfulness can make you less anxious, less stressed, and less inclined to behave in a reactive manner. Mindfulness can also boost your memory, improve your ability to focus, and allow you to experience greater satisfaction in your relationships with friends and family. Mindfulness has been found to boost neural pathways and the density of grey matter in your brain. Basically, this helps you to learn more effectively.
Okay, so where does our mind go?
Yeah, good question. Look, we live in the present moment, but often our mind can be somewhere else. At times, it can be the past, going over and over things which have already happened, and other times it's often in the future, worrying about all those what ifs, and trying to make all those crystal ball predictions. While it's helpful spending a little time reevaluating past decisions and preparing for future events, it is unhelpful to spend too much time stuck in replay mode or crystal ball mode. Therefore, recognizing when your mind has wandered off to the past or future is a key to mindfulness skill. When your mind pulls you into replay mode or crystal ball mode, too often it robs you of the present moment. You can't engage fully with the activities you enjoy or the people you care about most. You simply miss out on what is happening right now. This is important as life is what happens in the present moment. Learning mindfulness teaches how to let go of unhelpful thoughts and quickly reconnects with the present moment.
Yeah, it really is important, isn't it, to try with intention to be in the present. So, can you please help me with a few simple skills to try to maintain living in the present?
Yeah, sure. Look, we'll try and keep this as simple as we can, because I don't want people sort of drifting off and losing interest. But look, have you ever had one of those stressful thoughts in your head that just won't go away? Those stubborn thoughts are determined and love dragging your brain away from the present moment and engaging it in a mental tug of war. They don't take well to be ignored. They can cause you to feel an incredible amount of stress. When thoughts pop up, your first instinct is to maybe battle against them. You dig in your heels. You start pulling against them. As this tug of war goes on, you get more and more worked up. Your chest may tighten, your jaw may clench, your head may start to thump. It's an exhausting exercise which seemingly has no end. So what if you could just drop the rope in the tug of war battle and end the struggle with stubborn thoughts? What happens when you drop the rope? Stubborn thoughts will lose their pull on you. You can move in the direction you want and use your energy for the people and things you truly care about. Learning to drop the rope is one of the most important mindfulness skills you can attain. Has a persistent thought ever remained with you for a period of days or weeks, made it difficult to go to sleep, caused you to be distracted from your work, caused you to forget where you were going when driving? If you answer yes to any of these, then you've probably had your own tug of war with stubborn thoughts. So practicing mindfulness will help you drop the rope when you have these types of persistent thoughts. To build your skills, you will need to practice them regularly. The best way of doing this is to incorporate a quick mindfulness workout into any of your regular daily activities. So now take a moment to decide when you will practice these skills.
Okay, yeah. Perhaps for me, first thing in the morning might be a good time before the day gets hold of me and I don't have any time left. So that's what I think I'll do. First thing in the morning.
There's no right or wrong answer to that one. But yeah, take a moment. It's a good idea just to have a think about what would be a good time to decide when you will practice on dropping the rope.
Okay. So what can happen when our stubborn thoughts can take hold of us?
Yeah, look, sometimes they can. And you can soon be completely tangled up in them, and physically you may feel pretty wound up too. You might feel your heart beating faster, your chest tightening, your mouth becoming dry. It's likely you'll be filled with adrenaline and poised to react. So let's examine what happens when your brain goes into this heightened reactive mode, and what you can do other than just continuing to struggle. Firstly, let's start with some facts. Fact number one: your brain has what psychologists call a reactive mind and a wise mind. Now, your reactive mind is located in an area of the brain which is the emotional area of the brain. Your reactive mind reacts quickly to situations and can be very good at protecting you from physical dangers when an immediate response is necessary. The responses of your reactive mind don't rely on deep reasoning, and in many instances are more harmful than helpful. Often the instinct of the reactive mind is simply to get rid of a thought or feeling as quickly as possible. as opposed to your wise mind, which is located. It's called the prefrontal cortex, which governs higher cognitive functions such as perspective talking, disinhibition, and emotional regulation, and effective problem solving. This is what your wise mind does. So using mindfulness will help you access your wise mind and respond to difficult situations in a different way. In simple terms, your reactive mind is like the muscled up action hero. It doesn't spend any time calmly contemplating situations. Instead, it just reacts. Your reactive mind's really good at protecting you from imminent dangers and throwing you into action when an immediate response is required. Your reactive mind's very fast and very powerful, but it also has some major weaknesses. It is often over-eager, doesn't know how to switch off. It is not very good at dealing with difficult thoughts, emotions, or complex situations. On the other hand, your wise mind is a very different character. If you picture the reactive mind as the big muscled up action hero, your wise mind, picture him as the wise old master you see in the movies, who's always on hand to offer profound advice. You may consider it as your inner Zen master. And its job, the wise mind's job, is to bring calmness to situations, to create space between thoughts and actions, and to help you make decisions in line with your core values. Because your wise mind doesn't just react, it can prevent you from doing all sorts of rash, stupid things. Your wise mind generally devises far better solutions than your reactive mind and gets far less tangled up. When you observe your thoughts, you create space between your thoughts and your actions and be able to access your wise mind.
So, can you please help me then get a better understanding of what exactly are my thoughts, or where do they come from, and what are they?
Yeah, look, before we get all tangled up in any thought, it's important to remember that it is just a thought. Thoughts are little more than small scraps of language, words, stories, and sentences which pass through our head. Your thoughts are not necessarily true, real, or useful. You can be skeptical about your thoughts. You can judge for yourself whether they are wise or unwise. These little messages are not orders to obey. They're just thoughts. And how you interact with them is up to you. Unfortunately, your reactive mind can be a little threatened by your thoughts and is pretty bad at dealing with them. Often it'll be really hard to block thoughts out. When that doesn't work, your reactive mind may spend a lot of effort trying to push your thoughts away. When that inevitably fails, your reactive mind may resort to some unhelpful coping strategies. With none of this working, your reactive mind will undoubtedly draw you into an exhausting tug of war with the thought. By using your reactive mind to deal with difficult thoughts, you can experience a great deal of unnecessary stress and psychological struggle. This stressful struggle is exhausting and can leave you physically and emotionally spent. So let's consider some strategies that let your wise mind take over so you can start interacting with your thoughts in a more helpful way. There are many strategies your reactive mind may use to try and avoid or distract you from difficult thoughts. Firstly, here are some facts on avoidance strategies. Alcohol, sugar, nicotine, and other drugs can all quickly affect the brain. While you may find these effects pleasurable, continuing to drink more alcohol or eat more cheesecake will not make difficult thoughts magically disappear. Excuse me again. Gambling, playing video games, or spending hours on social media are other avoidance strategies. While they may distract your brain temporarily, none of these strategies will allow you to avoid difficult thoughts forever. Avoidance strategies are often easy, pleasurable, and effective in the short term, but they will not help you deal with your problems. When you overuse avoidance strategies, you can become dangerously reliant on them and experience far greater suffering in the long term.
How then Can we work with our wise mind when dealing with difficult thoughts?
Yeah, let's fire up the wise mind. The first thing you can do is to notice and name the thought. Your wise mind might ask whether the thought is useful. Having determined the thought isn't of much use, your wise mind will thank your brain for sending you the thought and let the thought go on its way. When one thought leaves, another may soon appear. Using your wise mind, you can interact with these thoughts in the same way. Of course, when you have stubborn thoughts, it is quite probable they will come back. But interacting with them this way, rather than using the tactics of your reactive mind, it is likely that they will start showing up less frequently and cause you far less stress. At first, it may seem a little unnatural to interact with your thoughts in this way, but there are some very good reasons why we take each of these steps. By saying hello to a thought, you welcome it rather than trying to block it or fight against it in the way your reactive mind would. Instantly, you are engaging your wise mind. When you observe and name a thought, you start to see it as something separate. You create space and you won't get all tangled up in the thought the way your reactive mind might. It makes sense to question whether a thought is helpful right now, for the simple fact that many thoughts aren't. Once you've established a thought is unhelpful, it begins to lose its urgency, its power, and the pull on your reactive mind. When you thank your brain, you let it know its message has been received. It will be then less inclined to keep sending the same message over and over again, saving you a whole lot of energy in the long term. Rather than attempting to push the thought away, you're now simply giving thanks and allowing the thought to leave naturally. When you become all wound up in a thought, there are a number of questions you can ask yourself in order to engage your wise mind. Tame the tangle and set yourself free. Unfortunately, many of your thoughts may arise from old frustrations, needless worries, or your reactive mind simply babbling on. Asking the following questions will allow you to sort the unhelpful thoughts from the much rarer, helpful thoughts, the ones that prompt to take action in line with your own personal values and what matters most in your life. Take a moment to consider a thought that you have found stressful recently. Perhaps you got worried about a financial issue, or perhaps someone posted something on social media which made you upset. Allow yourself to get tangled up in that thought again right now. Now, when you're ready, ask yourself these questions. Is the thought helpful to me right now? Is this thought in any way useful? Is this thought pulling me into crystal ball mode or replay mode? Now, is this thought just my reactive mind babbling on? Is this an old thought? Have I heard this thought before? Will buying into this thought now bring me more strength? Or does this thought help me take effective action in line with my personal values? Whenever a thought appears, you can use some or all of these questions to help you step back and gain perspective. We talked about getting some distance. Instead of instantly reacting to the thought and becoming wound up, you'll be engaging your wise mind and allowing yourself to be skeptical of what your mind is getting tied up in. Remember, just because they are your thoughts does not immediately make them true, real, or useful. And Deb, look, I think we'll break this up because that's a lot of info. If you don't mind, we might just break this up into another part. We might do mindfulness part 2 maybe early in the new year, if you don't mind.
No,
What
not
do you
at
think?
all.
Because that's a lot of info.
There is a lot of information to take on board. I
And
think
there is a bit of stuff to go through. So we might pull the pin on it now. But what I might do, if you don't mind, is we might just do a quick mindfulness exercise.
Sure.
Just to finish off the session, and then we'll leave it with everyone, and hopefully, look, as I said earlier, hopefully someone gets something out of the mindfulness webinars that we're going to be doing. But also, I just wanted to make sure that people are aware, you business owners and members of Kinaway, your staff and also your family have access to the wellbeing service that is provided by Kinaway. Now, the phone number is 1-800-Kinaway. My name is Brendan. I work from 9 till 5, Monday to Friday. And look, it is a private, confidential service. It is completely free to you guys. So if anyone is feeling any stress or anxiety and just needs someone to have a talk to that is completely neutral, but of course supportive, and have your best interests at heart, you're all more than welcome to give me a call and have a chat anytime.
Thank
So
you
now
for sharing
this
that.
little, sorry, Deb.
I just said thank you for reminding everybody about that and sharing that information.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Now, you don't have to do this right now, guys, but if you do have the opportunity to be in a quiet environment where it's quite peaceful and there's no noise, I'd like you just to sit comfortably, maybe with your feet flat on the floor, and you can just rest your hands on your knees and take a long, deep breath, fill up your lungs, and hold it for a second. And now when you exhale, just close your eyes down and let yourself relax. Get rid of that surface tension in your body. Let your shoulders relax, because it's okay to relax today. Now put your awareness on your eyelids. You know you can relax those eyes. You know that you can relax those eyes so deeply that as long as you choose not to remove that relaxation, those eyelids just won't work. And let my voice take you to a place of relaxation, a place that you've always liked. It could be down on the beach, it could be out in nature, it could be your favorite holiday destination. But as you do that deep breathing and notice your lungs filling, hold it and then let it go. And you'll allow yourself to feel some relaxation down in your toes and let it move along the bottom of your feet. And allow that feeling to come up your heels and up into your calves. That's right. And keep breathing. Allow that feeling of comfort now to come up through the back of your knees, up through your hamstrings. Notice the breathing and that feeling of relaxation now up through your backside and into your lower back. That's right. That feeling of comfort now can come up through your back, over your shoulder blades and into your shoulders. Just notice your breathing. Let that feeling now of relaxation go down through your arms, down through your forearms and into your hands, down into your fingers, all the way to your fingertips. Notice your breathing as that feeling of comfort now creeps up through the back of your neck, over the back of your skull, over the top, and just let it fall down over your forehead, over your eyes, your nose and cheeks, and down through your jaw. Keep the breathing going as that relaxation now goes down through your neck and down through your chest. That's right. You can allow yourself now to relax as that feeling of comfort now goes down through your abdomen, down past your hips. And let that relaxation now go down through your thighs, over your knees. Keep the breathing going and let that comfort now fall down through your shins, over your ankles and down over your feet, back down to your toes. And when you're ready, you can now open your eyes and join us back here. And that is just a simple mindfulness exercise that we can do. Now, I don't know how long that took, whether it took 5 minutes, but if people can do that for 5 minutes. My recommendation personally is to just do that exercise twice. So when that feeling goes back down to your toes again, do it again. That might take 10 minutes out of your day. If you can do that once a day, you'll start to notice a difference. You'll just start to notice a little bit of not just relaxation, but calm. You won't be so reactive all the time. You'll be able to sort of, when something hits you, whereas in the past you might react straight away, when something hits you, you'll think before you react. That's mindfulness, and that's just a simple exercise, and that's what we're talking about when people are doing practicing mindfulness. It's those kinds of little exercises that they're doing regularly. And when I say regularly, I've got clients that do something like that for 10 minutes and they do it twice a day. And a lot of people say, I haven't got time. Well, that's fine. If you haven't got time, you haven't got time. But when mindfulness, as we go through these parts and try and explain, how positive it can be for you, it's something worth trying, and something worth, I think, is worth looking into if people have the time. But that was the exercise. I hope you got through that all right, everyone. And like I said, it's been a pleasure to do this little presentation. There will be other parts, I guess, as we come into the new year, and we'll do a bit more stuff. But hopefully, as an initial introduction, that wasn't too bad for you all.
Thank you very much, Brendan. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed feeling that sense of a wave coming up and up through my body and then back down the other side. It was very calming indeed. Thank you.
Good. Thanks, Deb. Thanks, mate. And to everyone else, before we go, have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy it. Enjoy it in the way that you do it best, which is could be with family and friends, and getting away and enjoying your time. But please, everyone, take care of yourselves, look after yourselves and your loved ones, and have a lovely Christmas break. And we'll do a couple more webinars next year for you.